What is up, everybody? It's BMax Bracketology, and I am back with another video of continuing picking every single conference tournament winner. And as you can see by the title of this video, I'll be doing the Missouri Valley today, the MVC, the Valley, and they do call it Arch Madness. The reason they call it Arch Madness is because it is in St. Louis, which the Arch is in, which is something really cool. I love the way that they use that name to really post the brand out of watching Arch Madness. I remember watching this as a kid with Wichita State, me being a Creighton fan. It was always good to watch this tournament, always delivers, and this is a tournament that you do not want to miss because there are tournament caliber teams in here that can make runs. So let's just get into the bracket real quick. It's just a basic 12-team bracket. Games start Thursday, March 6th, which is currently today when I'm filming this. Then the championship game is on Sunday, March 9th, so no breaks, straight 4 days in a row, and I'm really excited for this one. So let's just get into the games real quick. We've got the 8 seed Southern Illinois versus the 9 seed Indiana State. Something that was very interesting is that Southern Illinois is favored by 1.5 in this one. I saw this on Twitter, and Indiana State just got done beating them by, I think, 20 points the other night, which is very, very interesting. So now let's just get into the game a little bit more. Indiana State and Southern Illinois, they don't play a lot of defense very, very well. They like to let teams shoot on them. They don't take care of the ball very well. Both of them like to get rebounds. So that's what I'm trying to say, is that they are very, very similar. I'm just gonna roll with a team that shoots the ball better, can create more offense, and that's Indiana State. They play at a fast pace. Southern Illinois is going to try to have to keep up with them. I think Indiana State wins this one. Go Sycamores, baby. And then in the 5 versus 12 matchup, we got Illinois State versus Missouri State. Missouri State is pretty underseeded. I think they are better than what they've displayed this season, but Illinois State has been significantly the better team. I like the way they are built. They do everything better than Missouri State. Missouri State just won't be able to keep up with them with the fundamentals and the star power. Illinois State's clearly the better team. I got the 5 seed Illinois State moving on to the quarterfinals. And then we got the 7 seed Murray State versus the 10 seed Evansville. I do like Evansville a lot. They do shoot the ball pretty well. But Murray State does the little things better. I like the way that this team is funded. I'm gonna roll with Murray State to move on to the quarterfinals. And then the final first round matchups, we got the 6 seed Illinois Chicago versus the 11 seed Valparaiso. I do like Illinois Chicago, and I like Valparaiso. I think this conference there are a lot of teams that are lower seeds that make runs, so it wouldn't surprise me at all if Evansville and Valparaiso wins. But I am gonna roll with UIC, Illinois Chicago. They have shown that they can beat the best teams in this conference. So when they are on, they are a really good team. So I got them moving on to the quarterfinals. And then the first quarterfinal match, we got the 1 seed Drake versus the 9 seed Indiana State. I think this game is going to be closer than a lot of people think. Indiana State loves to run. That's what they do. They shoot a lot of shots. They are pretty good at shooting too. So I think Indiana State is a pretty good matchup against Drake, because Drake likes to slow it down. They like to control the pace of the game, and I think Indiana State's going to make them a little bit uncomfortable. Indiana State does shoot the ball pretty well, as I said, so does Drake. But the one difference in this game is that Drake loves to feed off turnovers, and they love to feed off rebounds. And Indiana State does not take care of the ball very, very well. I like Drake being able to force a lot of turnovers late in this game. I got Drake winning this one, but in a close game. And then we got the 4 seed Belmont versus the 5 seed Illinois State. These two teams are very, very similar. They both love to shoot a lot of threes, and the funny thing about it is they shoot a lot of threes, they shoot at a high percentage, but their three-point defenses are awful. They both of them love to give up a lot of three-pointers, and they let teams shoot all over them. So this is going to be a high-scoring game. They split the season series, but I think the edge is that Illinois State has more inside presence with Chase Walker. I think that's going to be the difference in this one. I like Illinois State. Belmont, they have some shooters on their roster, though, that can light it up, but so does Illinois State. I just don't love this matchup for Belmont. I got the Redbirds moving on to the semifinals. And then we got the 2 seed Bradley versus 7 seed Murray State. This game's pretty simple. Bradley just does the little things better. I think they have more star power in their offense with Duke Dean. Murray State just they had a solid year, but I don't think they're going to be able to surpass Bradley in this one. Give me Bradley to move on to the semifinals. Then we got the 3 seed Northern Iowa versus 6 seed Illinois Chicago. I kind of talked about this earlier about how UIC was able to beat top teams in this conference. They beat Drake. They beat Bradley. So when they are on, they are a very, very solid team. But they did have some problems with Northern Iowa this year. I like this Northern Iowa team. They're built on their starters, which is what you need in March, or Arch, as they would say in the Missouri Valley. I'm going to go with Northern Iowa to win this one. And then let's get into the semifinal matchups. We got the 1 seed Drake versus the 5 seed Illinois State. So, like I said earlier, Drake, about Indiana State, they played a tough game here. I think Illinois State's going to play a tough game. So, both of these teams are going to be a little bit tired heading into this one. I'm going to like the team who turns the ball over, turns teams over a little bit well, which is Drake. And one thing about Drake that they do is that they are able to shoot, and Illinois State just does not have a very good 3-point defense. I think Mascari, Sturts have a great game. Even Abreu, I think they're going to be able to shoot the ball all over these guys. They're going to control the pace of this game. It's going to be a slower paced game just because these teams are going to be a little tired. I like Drake in this one heading to the championship. And then the other semifinal, guys, I'm going to be completely honest. I still don't know who to go with because I did do a whole recording about 10 minutes ago, and I literally talked myself into picking the team that I didn't want to pick, and then I had to start all over. But I'm going to stick with the team that I had originally. I'm going to go with my heart instead of my head. My head. So I'm just gonna talk about I'm gonna start talking about this game instead of what my emotions are about this game. Bradley, they are a very, very tough physical team. They like to get it inside, but they also are a very, very good shooting team. Bradley has very good shot blockers. They are one of the best. I think they have the best 3-point shooting percentage out of any team in the country. Northern Iowa, they are built on their 5 starters, like I said. They have Leon Bond back in the lineup. I read an article that said he was out for the year, but he did play against Bradley. But last time they played, Bradley wiped Northern Iowa off the court. Then when they played earlier in the year, Northern Iowa wiped Bradley off the court. So I still don't know who to pick in this one. I think Bradley does rely on their shooting a little too much, which I think is going to hurt them at some point in this year, just because they don't take care of the ball either very well. Don't force a lot of turnovers, don't take care of the ball. And that's something that I really like to see in March, is that teams able to count on their possessions, because the reason why Bradley is so good is because they shoot the ball so well, but they don't take care of the ball, which is very unfortunate. So I'm going to roll with the 3 seed Northern Iowa to go on to the championship game. And yeah, I still don't know, guys. That game is going to be very, very good. Make sure to head over to CBS Sports Network at 6 p.m. on Saturday, because I'm pretty sure that that's going to be the game that goes on. Going to be a great game. And then we got the 1 seed Drake and the 3 seed Northern Iowa in the championship. Nothing better than hearing Kevin Harlan's voice on a Sunday afternoon, watching some MVC basketball. This game is going to be so good, guys. Drake and Northern Iowa, they've played 2 times this year. Drake got both of them. Drake was able to pull out both of them. The one game that they played a couple of weeks ago, Drake was barely able to survive as Mascari got fouled at the 3-point line very, very late, which was very unfortunate. And then they went to overtime. Drake was able to pull out. But Drake is funded on, like I said, I've said this 3 times now, so I hope you get it in your heads what they like to do. They like to slow the game down. They like to force turnovers. They're a very, very good rebounding team. And Northern Iowa, they don't really turn the ball over, and that's what Drake feeds off of. Drake loves to hammer the glass. They love to get offensive rebounds, but Northern Iowa doesn't give up a lot of offensive rebounds. So I think you can see where I'm kind of heading here. I think Northern Iowa does the little things right. Titan Anderson is such an electric guard. I'm going to roll with the 3 seed Northern Iowa to get to the NCAA tournament for the first time since 2016. The last time they made the tournament was Paul Jesperson's half-court heave for the win. Oh, man, that was just so electric seeing them make the tournament last time. I think that they get it done. I'm going to talk about them a little bit more as a team. They're built around Titan Anderson. He's their guy he is their go-to guy. He's a very, very electric player. He's made a lot of progression from last year. He's able to control the ball very well. He's increased his dribbling skills. He's a great finisher. He's very, very quick. He grabs a lot of rebounds. He's a very good offensive rebounder. He's the hustle guy that you want on your team. Then they got Jacob Hudson, who's very, very solid, who was at Loyola Chicago when he was behind Cameron Krutwig, but now he's at Northern Iowa. Very, very solid inside player. And then we got Trey Campbell at point guard. I love his ability to create plays. He leads the team in assists, one of the best in the conference. And then we got Ben Schweiger, transfer from Loyola Chicago. So they got that little duo with Hudson and Schweiger. Very, very solid player. Then they also got Leon Bond, who I already talked about this earlier. He was hurt. He said, I read an article that said he was out for the season, but he did play against Bradley. So if he plays, I really like their chances in that one. And then they got Max Weisbrod off the bench. I think it's Weisbrod. Oh my gosh, I don't know why I completely forgot. He's a very, very good shooter, and that's a guy that even if he starts, I think he can really, really bring it. He was a transfer from Northern Michigan. He's a very solid player, and I like this Northern Iowa team. But guys, I really hope that if Northern Iowa or Bradley wins this conference, that the NCAA tournament committee allows Drake to be in. They had such a magical season. That would be only 4 losses on the season for them. I hope they make the right decision. And that's really all I got for you guys today. The Missouri Valley always delivers. Make sure you watch these games. It's really the first tournament that you can kind of sense the march just because it's on CBS. But, that's all I got for you guys today. Make sure you like and subscribe to my channel. Hit the notification bell so you get notifications of every single time that I post these videos. That's it for you guys today. BMax Bracketology out. God bless everyone.